Hey guys, it is I, Kuroninja, and I was one of the lucky few who got invited to watch Ninja Sentai Kakuranger 30 years after. This is a movie created to celebrate the 30-year anniversary of Ninja Sentai Kakuranger, and I was very lucky to get to watch it early. I must warn you though, since the movie isn't out yet, there will be major spoilers in this review, but the movie will be released next year on the 31st of April. Ninja Sentai Kakuranger is one of my favorite Sentai seasons of all time, so I had high expectations for this movie. But to say that this movie exceeded my expectations would be a big understatement. Most of this movie was way better than anything I could ever come up with. The plot, though, is quite simple. The main villain of this movie is Young Noble Jr., the son of Young Noble Jr. from the original Kakuranger series, who wants to get revenge on the Kakurangers for trapping Daimao in the Door of Seals. After being targeted one by Jr., plus the mysterious disappearance of Ninja Man, the Kakurangers all have to reunite and work together to defeat the villains. Now, there are a lot of things I loved about this movie. For instance, the Flowery Kunoichi team appeared in this movie, but it was like a new generation of the Flowery Kunoichi team. Ayame was portrayed by Erika Murakami, Sakura was portrayed by Shizuka Nakamura, Suiren was portrayed by Masaki Sato, Yuri was portrayed by Ami Tomite, and Ran was portrayed by the best one of them all, Moeka Ukawa. This incarnation of the Flowery Kunoichi team also got a Red Ranger named Tsubaki, who was portrayed by Mikoto Yamada. The most intense moment I can think of came near the very end, where the Kaku Rangers had to fight against Samurai Man in this epic climax, and Samurai Man was brainwashed by Young Noble Jr. But there was another genuinely shocking moment that came during the post-credits scene, and in that scene, Jiraiya is in the middle of running a marathon when suddenly he encounters a mysterious warrior with red hair, whose name is the 100th poem of the Hyakunin Isshu in its entirety. I don't think I can show you the footage from that particular scene, so instead here's a recreation I've made based on my memory. Of course, nothing's perfect. Although I liked this movie, there were a few things I didn't like about it. There were some moments that didn't contribute to the plot that much, and I feel like they were only put in just to shock the audience. For example, there's this scene in the movie where Sasuke dyed his hair. It goes back to normal in the next scene and is never brought up again. There's also some casting changes I don't like. Hibiki Otsuki was cast as the replacement for Seikai after he was slain by Gashadokuro off screen, but then it turns out that Seikai was still alive the whole time, so he could ambush the real main villain, who Young Noble Jr. was working for the whole time. And speaking of the casting for the main villain, don't get me wrong, his performance as the main villain was great, but when I think of Daimao's human form, John Cena is not the first person I have in mind. Shun Shioya, the actor for Hurricane Red, also made a cameo appearance, but he wasn't cast as Hurricane Red. He was cast as Hurricane Red's twin brother, whose name is Sora. Kakuranger 30 years after was one of the best Sentai movies I've ever watched, but I'm sure your opinion will be different. If you were also lucky enough to see this movie, please write down your favorite part in the comments. But anyway, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I have nothing to do with Shiro Ninja.